What it do? What it do? Welcome to the Genius Club. I am your boy, Lean Gene. And man, I got some shit to tap into today. You hear me? You know? So shit, goddamn, P. Diddy. And I know a lot of y'all might not like what I'm about to say about this shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not really with the politically correct talking terms. If you watching my videos, you know that about me already. If you tuned in to me, you already know I ain't really with that shit. You know, I'm gonna speak my mind. I'm gonna say how I say it. You know what I mean? But we gotta take a deep dive into this shit and stop looking at the shit on the surface. It's two sides to every motherfucking story. You know what I'm saying? And in this case with Diddy, it's three sides because the feds involved. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's not me taking up for no Diddy or no shit like that. If he did, if he did a whole lot of shit that uh people is suing him for, but it's civil suits. But if he did those things, then hey, lock him up, throw away the key, right? Um, but I want to focus in on the government, the justice system, um, how public perception is just can run rampant. You know what I mean? I'm kind of focusing in on those things. It ain't like I'm here. I just want to bring up a different side of things, right? Everybody talking, fuck Diddy, it's cool. I don't care, fuck Diddy or not. But I peep certain shit though about this shit. So don't you think, you know what I mean? Don't you think that we should be looking at like this shit that just came out, right? With the they raided his cell, and then he had a hearing, right? And the bogus shit that they did is just not constitutional, right? What about his fourth, fifth, sixth amendment rights, right? Fuck them, huh? So you ain't fuck that. If we feel and the public is feeling our sentiments, then we can fuck you over. I mean that go for anybody. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm looking at. You know what I'm saying? And then also I'm looking at like, okay, so Cassie was with this nigga for what, 8 years or some shit like that. I don't know. She was with him for a minute. You know what I mean? A long ass time. You don't think that you could look at it like, oh, P. Diddy, he wasn't always this rich. When Cassie got with him, he wasn't the richest nigga like how he is now. So, and Cassie was beautiful. So money and beauty kind of go hand in hand. The richest niggas get the prettiest bitches. You know what I'm saying? Get the prettiest women, shall I say? Bitches too. But yeah, I just want to go into some shit like that. But I got some shit to show y'all, man. It's gonna be a little long. This one gonna be a little long, man. I got some shit to say. So and I got some shit to show y'all because I just want a different side to come out instead of like everybody just bashing Diddy. Yeah, we could bash Diddy all day. Ooh, he a freak, he a demon, he a goofy ass nigga, man. He dumb as hell, rich ass nigga. Why he doing that shit? We know that. We could do that all day. I'm kind of over it. You know what I mean? Like I want to look at some shit that really gonna focus on, you know, what could happen. What if it was your brother or your you know what I mean, your husband or you know what I mean, your peoples. And everybody saying this shit about him, but then really ain't too much of this shit true. Yeah, it's certain shit true. Now, granted, when we seen the Cassie shit, we was like, damn, Diddy, because we wasn't expecting Diddy to be having to do no shit. You shouldn't even have to touch no bitch. You should, I mean, you could tell your bodyguard, like, man, get her up out of here. You know what I mean? You should never have to touch no bitch. So I'm looking at it like that. It's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, and we do know money make you power trip. We know that. You know what I mean? Power, you know what I mean? So it's like a lot of things you got to look at. I can't just look at one side just because I seen the video. I'm from the hood. I done seen plenty shit. You know what I'm saying? I done seen bitches get whooped. I done seen niggas get whooped by bitches. So, and I done seen more niggas get whooped by bitches than I done seen niggas whoop females. You know what I'm saying? Because niggas kind of had this ideal of, man, I just gotta let her hit me. You know what I'm saying? Because shit, I gotta just take this punch. And it ain't like women can't punch. It ain't like women punches. It depends on what type of woman you fucking with. But a lot of women can fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? So, but men have this ideal in their head, like, well, shit. Unless you willing to put your hands on a woman for real. You know what I mean? Most men that I know, they'll just try to defend themselves. You know what I'm saying? Um, they're not really no woman beaters. You know what I'm saying? They ain't really punching no broad in her face or choking her out. You know what I mean? They ain't slamming her around. Nah, that ain't that ain't that's not really in men. Men is just here to kind of defend themselves. So, hey man, let's get it. I could talk all day about this shit because it ain't. I could tell you a story about me. I done been in this shit. You know what I mean? Like, we ain't even gonna get into that shit though. But let's see what let's tap into goddamn lead attorney, man, and see what he feeling. We're gonna tap into a couple lawyers, law and crime. We're gonna tap into law and crime and see what they saying. Got a couple lawyers on there. Got what's his name? Mauricio, Mauricio. We gonna tap into him. He was on the case with XXX when them niggas murdered him, and so he was defending one of them niggas that murdered him. And he always on shows and shit talking about this shit. But let's listen to lead attorney and see what the fuck he say. We gonna come right back and I'm gonna give you my thoughts.
Take it. Just make this damn thing go away. But it's all love. I take care of my exes. Yeah, I loved her 10 years. She deserves it. But what is Puffy's attorney saying? Puffy's attorney is saying that was extortion. Like you tried to get a financial advantage against Puffy. That's all that was. What did Puffy's attorney call it? He called it a financial windfall from Sean Puffy Combs. All right. That's the first time anybody had heard of any damn sex trafficking. Wasn't nobody thinking about Cassie. Everything was all good, but then she couldn't pay her rent that day, and so she went to the attorneys, and then it went from there, right? In the spring of 2023, Cassie revealed to one or more others that she needed money to, damn, I called it, to support her small family. She couldn't pay her rent. Wow. She told others that she had started writing a book about her relationship. And we know from Puffy's ex that writing a book is dangerous. In June, she texted Puffy's employee that Puffy should contact his lawyer to have his lawyer speak with her lawyer. She followed this up by text. The same day, her lawyer contacted one of Puffy's lawyers who, expecting that she might make an extortionate demand, recorded the conversation. During the approximately 8-minute recorded call, the lawyer confirmed Cassie was writing a tell-all book and that Mr. Combs could buy the exclusive rights to the book for $30 million, which would ensure that it was not published. Puffy and his lawyers considered this an extortionate demand and did not pay the money. In the fall, Cassie pursued a different strategy. The Adult Survivors Act, which suspended the traditional statute of limitations for sexual assault claims, was scheduled to expire on November 24th. In that same month, Cassie indicated in discussions between her lawyers and Mr. Combs' lawyers for the very first time, 5 years after their relationship ended, that she had been sexually abused by Puffy, demanding $30 million. To be clear, the statute of limitations for non-sexual assault, battery, and other alleged offenses were subject to the typical statute of limitations. Accordingly, the only way Cassie could avail herself of the law was by alleging sexual assault. Thus, on November 16th, days before the law was set to expire, Cassie filed a civil complaint alleging, among other things, oh, look, sex trafficking. The case settled quickly without any admission of wrongdoing. With the release of the civil complaint, law enforcement saw an opportunity to build a criminal case against Puffy. Discovery shows that within days of the civil case settling, this investigation began. The government recycled Cassie's allegations, but the case requires her potential testimony, which will be refuted by years of written correspondence and other documentary evidence. Now, this is interesting. This is interesting. I didn't know about this. I didn't know about. I mean, if you think about it, if they were in a relationship for years, they've got tons of text messages. And so, what if Cassie's saying,
This is in the indictment. You know what I mean? This is in the indictment. The federal government put this in the indictment, right? So you gotta understand, like, Diddy, like, I got a defense. You know what I'm saying? Diddy, his lawyer, they like, I got a defense. But it seemed like ain't nobody listening. You know what I mean? This what Diddy saying. It seemed like ain't nobody listening because they all caught up about the shit that happened, and it was plastered all on the motherfucking social media and TV with Cassie when I beat her ass and we was both fucked up, right? Ain't no telling what she was leaving with it in the bag. They've been in a relationship for years and years. Like, so cool. Y'all can act like y'all dumb if y'all want to, but we all know it's trauma. You know what I mean? You act like motherfuckers out here acting like people perfect. Bitch, I know motherfuckers ain't perfect. So all that perfect marriage ass shit, perfect relationship ass, that's out the window. I know some people that have a decent situation, yeah. But that's very few in between, right? So Puffy like, man, listen, I got all these text messages from years ago. For years. I can prove my innocence just off of the text messages. Right? Cassie, and not only that, when they put that shit in the indictment about she told her friend that she hit him up and was like, hey, I need to support she told her friend, I need some money to support my family. Woo woo, this and that. I'm gonna sell you the book. She tried to sell Puffy the book that she was writing like Kim Porter was writing the book, right? Puffy like, man, I ain't giving you no $30 million for that shit. I don't care what you coming out with. Right? This is what him and his lawyer said. They felt like it was extortion. So fuck that. Puffy like, I ain't did shit to you. I'm not giving you nothing for that book. Put it out. Shit, you put the book out, you gonna make yourself look stupid. So boom. Cassie her and her lawyer go revamp the shit, because really it was her lawyer. Her lawyer in her ear, because she don't know how to do this shit, right? It's her lawyer in her ear. Then they come back with the shit. When the legislation, what was that? The law was about to change. I forget what it was, but they said it in there, right? To where you only had like a year to file. You only had like a year left to file. They was gonna change the law. Lawyer up on game, he like, man, I see a bankroll. Like, I'm gonna tell you how to do this shit. Woo woo woo. So Cassie ended up doing it, even though Cassie was involved with all of this shit. She could have left plenty fucking times. You could have went to the police plenty fucking times. So don't give me that shit. Don't give me that shit. Do not give me that shit. I'm sorry your heart is broke. I'm sorry, you know what I mean? Your money low and your heart is broke. You know what I mean? Puffy probably should have looked out for you. You know, y'all was together for a long time, so it's almost like what common law marriage at this point. So Puffy probably should have looked out for him, but Puffy cocky. He ignorant. Now, I'm not I'm not giving Puffy no way out because I don't know everything that he done did. The only problem is with all of these lawsuits and these minors, like, why is he not charged with it? And the people that has the information, if they have those tapes and shit like that, then they should be charged with having child pornography. So it ain't no other way around it. If they got child pornography, or and the feds ain't seen it, the feds would have charged him for that. Cause it ain't. Listen, you can't just come out. This shit been going on for some months now. Like the feds would have been at your door. So listen, I'm just pointing out certain things about this shit because let's keep it 100. You know what I mean? I'm not saying Puffy ain't no goddamn demon, and I'm not saying that Cassidy is a motherfucking angel. You know what I'm saying? I'm keeping it $1.50, like the Chicago hat niggas be wearing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, it's strange though. It's a little strange. You know what I'm saying? It's a little fucking strange. Um, let's get into some more shit, man. I want to go. Do I want to bring back? No, I'm gonna go to Law and Crime, man, with Marcio, man. What they was talking about. Let's get into them real quick.
Okay, I have another update from court. This is from the prosecutor. I think, again, talking about what these materials are or what was seen. These include action. So, again, I think this is about things to do, Mauricio. I'll throw it back to you. Mm-hmm. The prosecutor says these include action items for non-lawyers. That's not privileged. Their information about family members' birthdays, also not privileged. We point to the Lumiere decision by Judge Rakoff. We are happy to engage with the defense. What are they talking about?
I mean, it seems to me that they're talking about whether or not the actual information is privileged or not. They cite case law. The problem is that most people, including lawyers that do this for a living, have never seen this type of behavior. Like, they're going out on a limb for everybody, the legal community, the community at large, and the public is looking at them saying, really, guys, you guys are in there photographing, his manila envelope that says legal on it. You're going through his legal pads. So the prosecution can cite whatever case they want. At the end of the day, the public is going to think whatever they want. And as of right now, it looks like if they're really, trying to find evidence that they need, it makes them look like needy, which I don't even think that they are needy. I think they have plenty of evidence, but they're greedy. They want more. They always want more. And I've always predicted that at some point, I know Diddy's was active in politically. I think they're going to go after some of his political friends.
I don't know. That's always the next game. Who are they going to go after now?
Marcio, right? That's a lawyer, right? Boom, on Law and Crime. He telling you that's not standard procedure. You know what I mean? Like, this shit kind of looking like goddamn the Young Thug shit with Fannie Willis. Like, see, let me tell you, the feds have more resources than the state. This is how I'm looking at it, right? The feds have more resources than the state. The feds is the government, right? The higher ups. How I look at it is like, the feds don't let you have cameras in the courtroom. Like, it's so many minute things that the feds do that's like, okay, that's why they got a 98% conviction rate, right? But they just as goofy though. You know what I'm saying? Look at what the fuck they just did. Like, that's some goofy ass shit. And the only reason why we can see that it's goofy at this point in time, because we paying attention to it. You know what I'm saying? Before, we never really paid attention to this shit like that. You know what I mean? Maybe some people, maybe some of y'all, but this shit is a hot topic. And then how the bloggers bring this shit out, it make it more ramped up. You know what I'm saying? So you be like, damn, is that I heard Dang Dash say some shit on his podcast, and he was completely wrong. Right? Shout out to Dang though, but I know how it is, right? But he was like, what he say? He said, yeah, I voted for Kamala. And he was like, I don't vote. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of an independent type nigga. Woo woo. He's like, I don't really believe in none of that shit, but because his woman, see, and that's the problem with niggas too. You always doing shit because is you the leader? Is you the head of the household, or she the head of the household? Or do she think she supposed to be the head of the household and you supposed to be the motherfucking helpmate? Like, I'm just trying to figure this shit out, like, cause that's never what it never been. You know what I mean? If it's gonna be like that, well, hey, it's gonna be like that. But look, that's not the proper order. This is what I'm saying. So he, anyway. So he like, yeah, I voted for Kamala because, I don't want Roxy, that's his wife, to it was something because they live in Florida and having a baby, and he wanted his wife to be able to, control her body or whatever. It was some dumb ass shit that Dame Dash said because he didn't know. He was ignorant. You know what I mean? So, it's kind of strange how social media make a motherfucker be like, don't go do your own research. Don't look into this shit. And don't just look at your favorite people, or don't just go read some shit of your favorite author. Like, you gotta spread your wings. You gotta open your mind. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than that. It's bigger than just the person you like. You know what I mean? So the lawyer already telling you, right? That's not how this shit go. A motherfucker raided the Diddy goddamn cell. Even the judge today, because the hearing was today. I'm speaking today. So even the judge like, well, shit. Why didn't you take the evidence? You took pictures of the evidence. Meaning, you taking pictures of the evidence so he won't even know that you was there. You know what I mean? So, because they done had this evidence. They done had the evidence for a while, right? This same shit. And then they leaking this shit to the goddamn blogs and shit. Like, what the fuck is you doing? So you mad at Puffy for trying to, cause evidently Puffy see what's going on. He like, damn, these motherfuckers really trying to put the pressure on me. But for some reason, I don't know what the fuck the reason is, they want him. When the feds want you, they probably want his money. You know what I mean? And they probably want to take a black man down in front of other black men. Like, as far as the higher ups go, I might be saying too much, but listen, that's just how it's been. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? In the slavery times, when it come to black people, in the slavery times, they took the strongest man, raped him in front of his kids and his family and his people. Right? It's a fear tactic. You know what I'm saying? So this how I'm looking at it. I ain't looking at it on no basic ass shit. Oh yeah, we in America. Hey, we free. We getting Gucci. We got Gucci, Dolce, Prada, all this shit, man. Hey man, I sell dope to my. Listen, that's all fine and dandy for our culture. Like, you know how a motherfucker like, I crash my own car. We don't want another motherfucker to crash it. This how I'm feeling. You know what I'm saying? So that's just another point I was trying to make with this shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking all day with my points, but guys, you can't tell me that this is a fair trial for Puffy, Diddy, Brother Love, whoever the fuck you want to call it. You can't tell me that this is a fair trial. Hey, listen, you can believe what you want to believe, but at the end of the day, this is not a fair trial. They done already fucked up the case. So So what I think is the prosecutors on the case, they got to get removed. You know what I mean? And they can't share no evidence with the new prosecutors. Like that's bare minimum. Like if you don't want no mistrial, that's bare minimum. You got to take them up. They talking about the judge like was he erase the pictures? What that's gonna do? They done seen the motherfuckers already. They done seen all of the everything in there. Said lawyers, you wasn't supposed to go in there. The fuck, straight up. That's bogus. Get this man real rights. You know what I'm saying? But they don't want to do that though. They want to finesse him. They want to finesse us too. Because when they finesse him, they finesse us. We let this shit go, then they just know how dumb we is. Like, oh shit, they let that shit go, and fuck it, everybody dumb. We could do this shit to everybody. The broke niggas ain't got a chance. Come on, folks. The broke niggas don't have a chance, and this is what it's mainly about. But let's get into some more shit, man. I'm gonna go back to lead, man. I'm gonna go back to the lead attorney and see what he said about the bail. You know what I'm saying? Let's check it out. So yeah, how can they not get a man no bail? You know what I'm saying? You know, when you got what's dude name? Jeffrey. I forget his last name, whatever. Jeffrey, y'all know who I'm talking about. The guy that got arrested for Abercrombie and Flint, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. For sex trafficking, for the same charges that Diddy got. You know what I'm saying? He got 12. He got 12 people on his indictment. You know what I mean? They let him out for 10 million. You know what I mean? Yeah, he might didn't have no obstruction of witnesses or no shit like that. But, you know, that shit they talking about with Diddy is kind of like, man, come on now. Like, yeah, I'm going to contact some witnesses. Yeah, I mean, I ain't trying to murder him. I'm trying to pay him off. That's a whole different situation. Like Dirk, he threatening the motherfucker like I'm gonna murder your ass, right? Yeah, it's rumors and all this shit with Diddy, like he blew up Kid Cudi car and all this shit like that. But I don't think that's me personally. With what they telling, with what they offering the judge about how they would have Diddy, it's you might as well let the nigga out. Like he ain't gonna have no internet. Even though he probably is, you know what I mean? Even though he could probably still move good. But you got to get a man. His name is slander, right? It's already not no fair trial. If you want to think that I'm going to sit back and be happy with this shit. And it's fucked up if you going to sit back and be happy with this shit. Because it's a bigger picture. Yeah. I want Diddy to go to jail for what Diddy actually did. Not for no shit that motherfuckers putting on him. You know what I mean? I done been in shit like that before. Motherfuckers putting shit on me. And it was false. But if you can get listen. If you can get the public perception on your side, or nobody cares about what the fuck you got going on, you cooked. You cook. And I don't think that the women out here and the men out here will want they brother, husband, because we focus on black men right now. You know what I mean? This is a black man thing. Okay? This is a Judah thing. And I might be saying too much. You know what I mean? Because I might have just went over your head with that. You know what I mean? But this is pure Judah thing. And the world knows this. It's everybody don't know it, but the higher ups know what's going on with that. You know what I mean? I'm just here to speak out on this shit, man, for real. Like, why wouldn't you get this man bail? He offering you, he up here with the shit. You know what I mean? He got 40 more million and way more stipulations than that Jeffrey guy, right? The Jeffrey nigga, he got 12 accusers. Diddy got 1, maybe 2. But in the indictment, it just say 1 right now. You know what I'm saying? So to me, man, to me, it's looking like it ain't looking good for the feds right now. For me, they pulled because all they had to do was pull that one little shiesty move they just pulled, and I'm like, the whole time I'm thinking like, what the shit? They must got all type of shit on this nigga. But when I look at it, it's like, damn, y'all can't have the minors because y'all would have charged him. Y'all can't have. Now you might do a superseding indictment, but do it then. You know what I'm saying? So if you ain't doing that, get that man bail, man. Get that man bail. He already got stipulated. He can't even use the internet. He gonna go to the house. Probably have he said he wasn't ain't gonna be no women around. So he gonna have male chefs. You know, he live good. He living a life that me and, the average person ain't never used to, would never experience type of life he living as an average motherfucker, right? But if he ain't got no internet, he can't do shit. He can only go to the doctor or the court. What's the pressure? You paying money because it's taxpayers' money going towards having him in jail. It don't even really make no fucking sense. It's like a vendetta. It's like they want to try to prove a point to a motherfucker like, man, I do you in. You know what I'm saying? The higher ups, it's like, I do you in, and I do you in front of everybody that's looking. Cause I just want to instill fear. Let that man out, man. Let that man out. He giving you 50 million. What the fuck you want? It's plenty niggas done beat up bitches and plenty bitches done beat up niggas, man. Get the fuck out of here with that shit, man. Fuck out of here with that shit, man. So let's tap into where we gonna go with right now. Let's go to lead attorney right here, man. Let's check him out.
How can you say he's a danger to the community today when this stuff stopped in 2018 against a girlfriend, and it's speculative as to whether or not that was part of their relationship? But you're supposed to keep him in prison until trial? Seems excessive. That's what Puffy's attorney's saying. It's a good argument. Next, the weight of the evidence in light of new evidence. Now they're saying that there's new evidence. I never look at the chat, guys, but I just pop in to see what y'all are talking about. Hayes says, "Oh my God, TLA is good." I'm starting to think Puffy's innocent. I ain't saying all that. Free Puffy is like, free Thug sounds so much better. Free King Slime, free Kelly, but free Puffy. I don't know about that. Shout out to Hayes Gray. It's an interesting argument that the attorneys are making. All right, let's keep it going.
All right, yeah. So what? All due respect to lead attorney, hey, Free Thug Free Thug do not sound better than Free Diddy to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in Atlanta too. You know what I mean? I live in Atlanta right now too. So I've been down here for 9 years, 10 years. So I know the culture down here. But yeah, free all them niggas trying to get jammed up. But one thing about it is, I'm more understanding to a Puffy situation than I'm more understanding to like actually having niggas unalived. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm way more understanding to mistakes that you can come back from. You know what I mean? Because everybody can come back from things that didn't happen to them. It's more you living, right? You living, you ain't dead. So you know what I mean. I'm like I'm more I'm more like free Diddy. Like, and I fuck with Thug too, free Thug too. I was on his side too because I seen how they was trying to jam him up. You know what I'm saying? Dirk, he told on himself. So he wanted to go to the feds. He rapped about it and everything. So he wanted to go to the feds. But we gonna get into I forget her name, Sasha, some shit. She a lawyer too. Let's get into her, man. She kicking game too though.
A little bit later say if the warning legal on that manila folder wasn't enough, the notes are obviously legal materials that he discusses with his lawyer. They repeatedly refer to his lawyers by name. On the 14th, and then a lot of this is actually redacted, but they said that this is clear wrongdoing. The notes are replete with discussions of legal strategy. They all should have been obvious to everyone who looked at these notes, including Investigator 1, who is that investigator from the Bureau of Prisons, and the taint team and the trial team. How does the prosecution argue against that?
Well, it's going to be pretty tough. I mean, they've got to get around a number of hurdles, essentially. And to Mr. Padillo's point, this is bad press for them. You know, they have to get around how they got into that manila folder that is clearly marked legal. That's number one. Number two, then we have to go to the point of once somebody is taking photos of this, it's clearly legal material. It's clearly work product. How do we get around, saying that this is okay? And I think that's really a better question for the defense. I hate when prosecutors try to say, well, that's not privileged or that's not Brady material, when in fact it's up to the defense and the defendant to decide what's Brady material and what's important to us, because we are the ones that are crafting and framing our defense. They're not in any better position to tell us what that is. So it's going to be interesting to see how they get around this. Of course, the argument that it's not confidential, it's privileged, maybe they will disclose or say that some of this information had initially been disclosed in their disclosures, but it'll be interesting to see where they go.
Little update from court. So Sean Combs' lawyer, Mark Agnifilo.
Yeah, so she telling the truth right there. This is the law, right? It's the defense. It's for the defense to choose if it's Brady law. You know what I mean? If some Brady shit didn't happen in this shit, right? But they want to act like it's up to everybody. Like the prosecution, they gonna say whatever the fuck they want to say to get you jammed up. Like that's if you gotta give a motherfucker some leeway. But these motherfuckers out here, they don't want to get no nigga no leeway. They'll jam up some white people too, right? But they only doing that because that's just collateral damage. They do that to black people all the time, every time. That's just like a throw off. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody dumb on this motherfucker. Black men are smarter than motherfucker think. And I'm here to tell you. I don't give a fuck about no perception or none of that shit. Because it's in the spirit. In the Bible, it says, I'm quoting, I'm paraphrasing. The real knowledge is the spirit. Right? The real knowledge is you trying to gain more spiritual things coming to you. That's the real knowledge of today, of the world, period. All that going to college, I went to Harvard, I went to Yale. That's gumbo shit. But I know, hey, listen. My final thoughts on this shit, man. You know? My final thoughts on this shit. Get that nigga Diddy a fair trial though. And that's why I was going hard for Thug too. And any other motherfucker that don't got no fair trial. Because you can see it. And I just want motherfuckers to have a fair trial and a fair chance. Because you never knew what happened, you never know what happens. And because you wasn't there, you just hearing shit. Get that man a fair trial, man. This some bullshit. He really need a mistrial for this shit. Throw them prosecutors off. If you don't throw them prosecutors off at the bare minimum, it's bullshit. Like if they don't throw them prosecutors off of the trial that went in there and raided Diddy shit, it's automatically some bullshit. That's my opinion. I'm standing on it. I'm sticking to it. Hey, and man, I'm done with this shit, man. Hey, the stream been good, man. It's been great fucking with y'all, man. I like everybody who tapping into me, man. I'm fucking with y'all, and share my shit, man. Hit that like. Well, don't hit the like button. Like the like button. Comment on my shit and subscribe and tell a friend to subscribe and give me some motherfucking engagement, man. Cause your boy is trying to goddamn grow. Hey, man, I'm finna grow anyway. It don't even fucking matter, man. I'm out.